Today we are going to talk about something very interesting, especially for people in Delhi. Imagine waking up at 5 in the morning and it is already 36 degrees Celsius outside. The fan is useless. The walls of your house radiate heat like an oven. And this is just morning. You have a glass of water, but it's warm. You step outside and the air itself feels like a physical weight pressing down on your chest. That is not a scene from a dystopian film. That is Delhi right now in 2026. Welcome back to the channel. Today we need to talk about something urgent, something that is happening in real time in our city to our people. We are going to talk about Delhi's heatwave crisis with data, facts, and with the human stories behind the numbers. Because the numbers, when you actually look at them, are terrifying. The numbers don't lie. That's the basic principle. Let us start with what the thermometers have been telling us for quite some time now. In March 2022, Delhi recorded 39.1 degrees Celsius, which is abnormally high for that month. In the same month in 2023, the peak was 34.3 degrees. By March 2024, it climbed back to 37.8 degrees. And in March 2025, the Ridge Observatory in Delhi recorded 40.5 degrees Celsius, which was 6.3 degrees above the seasonal normal. 6.3 degrees above normal in March. Just imagine, before summer has even officially knocked your doors and it has begun. But let us go to the peak of it, May 2024. Delhi experienced temperatures exceeding 49 degrees Celsius during the day. Nighttime minimum temperatures hovered around 36 degrees Celsius, providing almost no relief after sunset. Delhi recorded 24 nights in May and June 2024 where the temperature did not drop below 30 degrees. That is double the average for the 2001 to 2010 decade. And the Indian Meteorological Department confirmed something chilling. 2024 was the warmest year in India since records began in 1901. Think about that. 124 years of recorded history, and 2024 sits at the very top. The heat island. Why Delhi burns hotter? Now here is something many people do not realize. Delhi does not just get hot because of climate change. Delhi creates its own additional heat. It is called the urban heat island effect. Concrete, asphalt, steel, packed buildings which absorb heat during the day and release it slowly throughout the night. Green cover has declined, water bodies have shrunk, and with over 30 million people in the city, just 1,484 square kilometers, the destiny itself becomes the furnace. This is why parts of Delhi, like Mungeshpur and Najafgarh, recorded temperatures near and in some sensor readings exceeding 50 degrees Celsius in summers of 2024. Climate scientists at the Australian National University described it plainly. Delhi's heat wave was testing the very limits of human endurance and existence. Now let's talk about the human cost. Let me tell you about Praveen. Praveen Kamath is a 28-year-old who runs a cold drinks cart in Delhi. When a journalist asked him how he was managing during the peak heat of May 2024, he said, and I am quoting directly here, "It is so hot, I can hardly stand being outdoors, but I must work. What can I do? I am poor, so I have to do it." Unquote. Praveen is not alone. He represents millions. Between March 1st and June 18, 2024, India's Health Ministry reported that approximately 41,000 people were affected by heat stroke. The official death count from heat-related causes was 360. But a separate report by the non-profit Heatwave, which tracked news reports across 17 states, found the actual numbers was closer to 733 deaths, more than double the official figure. Hospitals in Delhi reported a 20% increase in heat-related illness admissions in 2024. Heat stroke and severe dehydration, heat exhaustion are some of the reasons. And India's Ministry of Earth Sciences has documented that mortality rates from heat waves in India have increased by 62.2% over the last 4 decades. 62.2% in 40 years. Just imagine. Think about who is most vulnerable. Daily wage workers, construction laborers, rickshaw drivers, vegetable vendors, the elderly, children and the homeless. People who have no choice but to be outside. Now let's talk about heat and pollution, which is a deadly combination. Now here is where it gets even more complicated. Delhi is not just a city with a heat wave problem. It is a city with extreme heat and is now worsening in an already catastrophic polluted scenario. You may know that Delhi battles severe smog every winter, but heat has its own unique pollution fingerprint, and it is a dangerous one. When temperatures soar and sunlight is intense, nitrogen dioxide from cars, trucks, and industry reacts with the air to produce ground level ozone. Data from India's Central Pollution Control Board shows that ozone exceedances were recorded in 21 locations in Delhi in 2024, up from 6 locations in 23. That is a 250% increase in a single year. Ground level ozone is invisible. You cannot see it, you can smell it. But it attacks your lungs, triggers asthma, and reduces lung function, especially in children. Meanwhile, during the prolonged dry spells of April through June 2024, high-speed winds carried the dust and particulate matter across the entire region. May 2024 recorded the worst ever average of AQI for the 7-month period between 2018 and 2024. Delhi's air quality is already 35 times higher than the safe limit of the World Health Organization. The heat is not just cooking us, it is poisoning the air we breathe. But now let's talk about the bigger picture. None of this is happening in isolation. A study by the World Weather Attribution Group found that April 2024 heat wave that struck large parts of Asia was made at least 45 times more likely due to climate change. 45 times. And temperatures in Delhi region are now running approximately 0.85 degrees Celsius hotter than they would be without human-caused climate change. The World Bank estimates that India could account for 34 million of the projected 80 million global job losses from extreme heat. The economic loss from heat could be as much as 4.5% of India's total GDP. Tata Center for Development at the University of Chicago has warned that 1.5 million people in India could die due to extreme heat by the year 2100 if current trends continue. These are not scarce tactics. These are peer-reviewed projections from some of the world's leading researchers. So let's take it seriously. From data to action, fighting Delhi's heat wave. How do we fight this? So what do we do with all the data that we have provided? Let's start with some. Delhi government has announced a 2026 heat action plan. 3,000 water coolers across city, shredded footpaths, cooled roofs on buildings, dedicated heat stroke wards in hospital, and this is just a start. But experts say it's still reactive, still underfunded, still implemented too slowly. What we need is structural change. More trees, urban green corridors, better housing for the poor, strict enforcement of outdoor worker protections, and above all, a real honest conversation about climate change, which I doubt. You know what strikes me most about Praveen, the cold drink seller? He was selling cold drinks in 49-degree heat. The irony is almost unbearable. The city was on fire and he was trying to keep it cool. Delhi has always been a city of resilience, of jugaad, of making it work. But resilience too has a breaking point. And the data tells us we are getting dangerously close to it. And this is 2026. The heat wave is not coming. The heat wave is here. And the question is no longer, will Delhi get hotter? The question that we need to answer, what are we going to do about it? If this video made you think, then share it, subscribe to our channel, and we shall come back to you with more thoughts on this. Thank you and take care.